Definitely.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
So I just started a 20-gallon tank and I'm looking to get some fish.
Okay, why don't you take a look and let me know what you like.
So I've been on YouTube and I've seen these clownfish tanks with a bunch of clownfish in them. That's what I want. So give me all of them.
Did he just say he wants to take all of us? Wait,
all of us?
Like, no offense, guys. Like, I like y'all and all, but I thought this was a summer camp kind of deal. I don't want to spend the rest of my lives with you.
No, I get really defensive. I need my personal space.
Yeah, I had an anemone for sale. I was gonna pick up an anemone.
Yeah. Jim and I are thinking about settling down. We're gonna have families every 2 weeks.
Up reef.
So you'll see that a lot. It's probably not the best idea. Clownfish, they'll pair up, and then once they do, they form a territory and they'll fight any other clownfish that are in the aquarium.
Yeah, but it looks cool. Like, I have a 20-gallon tank and I can have a bunch of clownfish. That looks cool, so I'll take them.
So that was a thing. Thank our creative directors behind the scene. But as you probably guessed, this episode of Fish Philosophy Friday is going to be about responsible clownfish hareming. So a harem is when there's a social group of an animal where there's one of one sex and then multiples of another sex. And the dominant is usually the single individual in that group, and then the other ones are some form of submissive. There's usually a social hierarchy. In clownfish, we really don't see this very often. Clownfish tend to pair, and that means one male, one female, and they're monogamous. So the idea of hareming clownfish, while you will see it sometimes out on reefs, it's usually not a stable thing, and it's definitely not accomplished in the way that we try to do it in aquariums. There's a few reasons for that. So number one, clownfish out on the reef will have we're talking ocellaris and percula clownfish, will have a territory that's 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet, which is significantly bigger than any fish tank. So when people say, oh, I got a big fish tank, it'll be fine, your tank's not that big. And the second reason is that, and this is purely conjecture on my part, but my belief is that when we do see instances of hareming out on reefs, the individuals are genetically related and it's probably just a temporary situation. So this really isn't something that we see on reefs. We're trying to induce an unnatural behavior to these fish in aquariums because we like this aesthetic. My question is that really enough? Is this something that we should be doing in the hobby or promoting? When most of the times it doesn't work out, very few instances do we see it where it's actually successful long term. And in fact, a lot of people will purport success on forums or even in very famous YouTube channels about reef keeping, where they say they're successful when they started with 60 and they ended up with, a dozen or so. And I can't imagine that we would ever do this if we had full respect for the animals that we're keeping in our care. But enough doom and gloom, don't worry, there is hope. You can harem clownfish in aquariums if you pick the right species. And that species is the skunk clown. Roll footage. These are pink skunk clownfish, and they definitely look a little different from your typical ocellaris or percula clownfish. However, they have a very interesting social structure when you keep them in groups, and I think that they don't get enough credit in this hobby. Thanks for watching. Before we go, giving away some stickers. These were hand-drawn by my buddy Carter. He works at Loggerhead. He also has Florida Fish Boys on Instagram. Amazing artist. Hand drew all of these himself. John, what do you think of them?
I think these are amazing. Yeah, the fact that he hand drew all these but machine printed them and they look that good, phenomenal.
We put a couple on the van. I can't wait to get more when he makes more of these. If you want them, you can win them, but you can also purchase them. Just send them a message, follow them on Instagram, and then send them a message. They're pretty cheap. I think they're only like $4. Also, we're doing our giveaway a little differently this time because we ran into an issue with the last one. We announced the winners, but then weren't able to send them messages because I think you just can't do that on YouTube anymore. So the prior winners for the fish tank and the 2 free virtual consults, if you could please send us an Instagram message so that we can get in contact with you. Also, if you want these, what you need to do is comment below, screenshot that, send it to us in an Instagram message. And then we'll pick a winner from there and mail these out. We got 4 of them. So 4 lucky winners on this one. Again, thank you for watching, and of course, a little nature at the end. Thanks for watching another video, ending this one with these wood storks nesting on this little island. There's a baby? Where's the baby? I thought it was a baby.
That's a foot. It's not a head, it's a foot.